2 movies, 1 ticket. This is for Vincent Must Die and Hallow Road. So yeah, AMC this past Halloween had a special where they put 2 movies together for 1 price for you horror fans, or for us horror fans. Shit, I'm one too. What am I talking about? And both of them are pretty good. The first one was called Vincent Must Die. Now imagine going to work one day and your coworkers start randomly trying to hurt you, and then eventually possibly trying to kill you. Then the whole town is after your ass, so trying to do the same exact thing. That's what Vincent is dealing with, basically. The movie was good, dude. It's kind of funny to say. Actually, the movie was good and okay at the same time. I know that sounds crazy. The first act, dude, is pretty fun because it's more of like it has more dark comedic elements, but with horror as well. Anytime Vincent makes eye contact with somebody, they get like this dead end stare and suddenly just want to kill him. And it's anyone he makes contact with, anyone. Anytime they look straight at him, dude, it's a wrap. And there's a very memorable scene where he has to fit himself in a shitty situation. I'll just leave it at that, all right? Yeah, man. I'll put it to you this way. Let's just say it has to do with this dude attacking him while clearing out his septic tank. Enough said. That is a scene you will not forget, dude. You will never be able to you'll never be able to unsee that shit, dude. My God. You can almost smell that shit. For real. Then the movie kind of changes tone, though, and becomes a bit more serious, which I guess is fine, but things just started to kind of stretch out and didn't feel as interesting. I mean, I feel like they could have maybe cut some scenes out, or just kept the same tone as they had in the first act, and kind of going into the second act. But overall, though, it was still a good watch, though. I mean, pretty interesting concept for sure. All of a sudden people want to kill you for no reason, and you have to find ways to survive and whatnot. Something I do think worked, well was Vincent had to survive, right? So, you got to get food, you got to get gas to drive, you got to do normal things, people do, which means he has to be creative when it comes to, interacting with people, not staring them too long, avoid eye contact as much as possible. Get food by delivery, whenever you can possible, right? Lots of Uber calls. But I like the fact that, we're just as clueless, as Vincent is, with this ordeal. And we just have to kind of go over the ride as, and just see how it plays out. Now, this film was dubbed for this release. I guess they use this thing called flawless, critically acclaimed AI-driven dubbing technology previously used by this film called Watch the Skies. This just means that, the mouths actually fit the English words. I paid attention for a couple minutes and it looked a little weird, but whatever. I mean, I kind of got used to it. But I will say this too. There's a great scene when he goes to a store, a shopping store, and then he's just running out, and all these people are trying to chase and get his ass. Awesome scene, dude. So yeah, that's a fun scene too. But anyhow, though, up next for the second part of the double feature is a film called Hallow Road. Now, this is 100% an episode from Twilight Zone, dude. Because I swear to God it is. I mean, 90% of the movie is inside a car. It's about a married couple whose daughter calls him in the middle of the night claiming she has run someone over and she needs their help. Their daughter's stuck in the middle of nowhere in an area called Hallow Road. Hence the name of the movie, right? On their way to find her, they have her on speakerphone, as her daughter explains everything that's going on. Explain her every move, trying to find out exactly what happened, and old wounds, come to surface as they come closer to finding their daughter, right? Or come closer to arriving to her, the destination. But anyways, though, it's a good story for sure, but I thought it was a little too long. I think it's like an hour, 15 minutes, something like that. I believe this actually could have been 40 minutes tops. It would have been perfect. And, they had to be creative since the majority of the film is actually, the parents in the car, in their perspective, basically, and only thing you see is their reactions when they hear, their daughter on the phone and whatnot, whatever kind of noise that is happening. So, they had some creative additions, like to make things interesting. But there's one part where the couple were at the stoplight, dude. You're trying to determine, where they should go, during the red light, and red lights like flashing on their faces, dude, and almost felt like foreshadowing. You're like, stop. It was kind of cool, dude. I like that. But most of this movie relied on their performances, dude. And their performances, if these guys were just okay actors, this shit would have sucked. But, dude, I felt, man, they did a great job, man. I felt because of them, though, that, this type of situation kind of keep it like a nightmare scenario for any parent. Any parent, I think, would freak out on this though, especially when you feel you're so far away and can't get to them soon enough. Get to your child soon enough, man. I mean, plus that feeling of like helplessness. Helplessness. Oh my God. Plus when you got that feeling of feeling helplessness. While your daughter needs you. Now more than ever. I don't know. That's a scary ass situation. I can't say what episode of Twilight Zone this reminds me of because there's 2 episodes in this movie, that totally feel like it. But I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil the movie though. But just know that it was a very well told story though for sure, and has an ending that it took me to realize what happened, dude. But once I did, I was like, oh shit, that's how it goes down. So yeah, it was pretty cool though. But yeah, great performances though. Great performances from both actors though. They carried it. They had to. They had no choice but to. But yeah. Definitely, both movies are great, man. Enjoyed it. This double feature, both films. I think they had, something for all types of horror fans. I mean, you had a little bit of blood, had some death, some harrowing situations and whatnot. Great acting performances, strong endings, decent storytelling. Though I wish there was a little more bloody nastiness, but it's okay. It was still good though. But it's Halloween night. I just wanted a little more. But I digress. Anyhow, though, that's all for today. Stay nasty, my friends, and I'll see you at the next one. Shay Nasty out.